folks. Thanks for joining me today. And today is day 5 of the 12 days before Christmas. So, like I've said before, I am so excited about this series. I've been having a blast doing them. And I thank you again for all of your suggestions. They've actually spawned into other things that I came up with. So, thank you very much. Um, and welcome back. Like I said, this being day number 5. So I did a back coat of charcoal gray because this is, if you've seen the thumbnail at the beginning, this is the Grinch's hand holding onto that ornament, that oh so famous holding the ornament like he's getting ready to take that last piece of Christmas away from everybody in Whoville. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm just sketching it out after my paint is dried. And I'm just using my white General's charcoal pencil. And I know I've said it before, I love using this charcoal pencils because they come off so easily after you've painted. And they don't leave indents in your paint. They come off just with like a damp paper towel or damp cloth. You can use an eraser if you want, and it won't harm your paint. That's why I like these so much. You can get them on Amazon. I purchased mine at my local home hardware. So you can also find them, I'm sure, at Michael's or Joann's, or depending where you are, whatever your go-to craft store is, I'm sure that they would have them. So I made this green, and all I did was I took one color of green, which was leaf green, I believe. All of my colors are listed in the description below, so if you're interested in knowing exactly what I used, that's really where you will find it. But I just mixed in a little bit of white just to give it this kind of yucky green color. It's not really yucky. I actually like it. It's very pretty. Would be great for using in shading or anything like that in like a scenery kind of painting. But for this purpose, it worked well. So I just did his fingers and his hand, and I gave him a little couple of tufts of hair, or I guess in his case, his fur. I'm not sure. What is he? Does he have fur, or is it like hair, like people hair? I know it's not feathers. Leave me a comment below what you think. I'd be really interested to know. Maybe I'm completely off. Might be something I'm going to have to Google. I'm not sure. Um, Anyway, so I just do this and just using my fine lining brush, and I'm just following the design that I drew on. Oddly enough, I'm actually following the design. So normally I don't. So the ball that he is holding is a nice bright red ball. So I am putting, this is the same red paint that I used in the Rudolph tutorial for his nose. And when painting on a darker surface, I find that you've got to do 2 or 3 coats of this stuff because first of all, it's very thick. Second of all, it really shows your brush strokes and allows the darker color from behind to shine through. So you do have to do it a couple of times. I'm okay with that. If you don't want that to happen, I suggest to paint where you're going to paint red, put a base coat of white on first, because then you'll get that nice, even, clear coat of the actual red. Um, so anyways, I go on and I paint on a little bit of a topper for where the string attaches, and just round off the bulb just a little bit more. Now I'm doing his fur around on the coat, and I'm using my medium-sized blending brush. There's a link in the description for these as well. I got them from Amazon. And I just did this because I wanted the sleeve to look fuzzy, or like, um, what do you call that? Like fleece kind of. And that's why I use that. Then I use my gold paint. This is Glorious Gold. It is very thick, um, but the sheen on it, once it's dry, so beautiful. So it is very worth um, using this type of gold. If you don't want to use this as right out of the bottle, you can water it down with just a couple of drops of water, or you can add any kind of floating medium or anything like that. I've just discovered the floating medium and I'm really liking it. I will be doing a tutorial on it as well, likely in the new year. But I really did like it. So it is something I'll definitely do a tutorial on. So now I'm just going and outlining everything in black. The black doesn't show up as well against the charcoal background. However, that was my point. I knew it wouldn't, but um, it's the Grinch. I mean, he's not a very happy fellow. So I didn't want to make anything too bright and cheery, and definitely wanted to keep things on the Grinch side of things, if you will. So that's why I kept everything a little bit dark. There's no sparkle. Of course, I use the gold, but I don't use any bling bling. There's no sparkle, nothing like that. Just very Grinch like. The best way to let me know that you like this video is by giving me the thumbs up. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell because I bring new content as often as possible, but most of the time it's once a week. My favorite part is the comments, so definitely leave me a comment below. I love reading them. I try my best to answer them quickly, but I do get caught up sometimes in doing extra paintings and things like that for content to bring to you guys. So um, I do read them, just know that. And I get excited and happy to read everybody's views, everybody's comments. Um, it's why I do this. It's validating why I'm doing this. So make sure you leave me a comment, even if it is just an emoji with a smiley face or winky face, or show me a heart that you really liked it. Um, I love getting them and I love reading them. I love seeing everybody's take on this. And yeah, just leave me a comment. And better yet, head on over to my Facebook page. There is a link in the description below. Um, and click on the Northern Pieces to join. And then you can post your rendition of this if you so choose to do it. And you don't have to use the same colors that I do. Maybe use a lime green for the Grinch's hand, or maybe change up the ball color, even though the red is sort of what, is the norm, but change it up. Be you, do you. I'd be really interested to see any and all of your works because that's the biggest compliment for me as an artist, is to have somebody use my tips and tricks and techniques and come up with their own rendition. So back to what I've been doing while I've been chatting is I'm actually going in and I'm doing another coat of that green because I found when it dried, it actually showed some of the brush strokes. So I went in and I redid it with a second coat. And it turned out better. So it was worth going back and doing it again. And the string on the ornament I found was a bit too thick, so I just took some of that charcoal gray color and just thinned that out. And I will also thin out oh, I'm doing it now. I'll be thinning out the gold around the ornament as well. Just because I found it was just too thick. And again, that's the paint that I used, the Glorious Gold. It is a thicker paint, and I didn't thin it down at all. So this is another way to counteract that. So you can just go in, put on your gold paint, and if you want it thinner, you just go back in with your original color and thin it out. Um, and that works as well. So there's so many different ways that you can do these things to fix them up and to clean up your artwork. You just gotta keep practicing and keep working at it and figuring out these new ways. So So up on the sleeve, what I'm doing there right now is, even though I wanted it to look fuzzy, it didn't end up being like that. So now I'm just putting on another coat of white paint to clean it up. And then adding the little light swoopies on the ornament, and then it's ready for resin. So I hope you like this tutorial, and remember folks, life is what you make it, so get creative.